What's going on, everyone? It's the Sticks and Beers podcast. We haven't potted in like nearly
18,000 years.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
That's true.
I'm gonna take the headphones out because we sound good, and it's weird hearing myself in headphones. Ladies and gentlemen,
Just pump your own
joined
tires.
in between your boys Greg Malfeasy and Tyler Hickey is Kyle Hiscock.
Hashtag father-son bonding moment.
Yep.
Kyle.
Dad. Kyle is on the Nice Box men's hockey squad with us on our Thursday night men's league team. Greg's Tuesday night team.
Should we start a women's nice box team? You said there's a men's team.
I recruited Greg onto the Tuesday night team. So
Sorry.
it's really his team. So wait, he comes on the team and it's now his?
Sorry.
I like it.
Well, he's just been on the podcast longer, so
Oh,
that's just the way I'm
that's just how it is.
phrasing that. Guys, today was the trade deadline. Well, first of all, we switched sides because we added one more body. It's a bit tight over there in the studio. We got a nice couch over here.
today.
Might as well put it to use. You never know for podcasts going forward. This couch is super light. I just might move it over there
There we go.
if we're feeling
Not for nothing,
squirrely.
I'm cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cozy.
It's nice and comfy.
The only thing it's lacking is maybe some cup holders. We got to figure out a device for.
That's what this thing is usually for.
Righteous wood design.
Well, no, that's what
That
this thing is
might-
typically for. It sits on the ottoman, and you put all your stuff on there.
Oh.
But it's a multi-useful thing.
Or
It's
just have a couple screws to-
using for my mixer.
or
But
maybe
yeah.
even a table behind the couch.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
You
all set.
ask
I
it,
got a
he'll
little
build it.
table thing over here too.
No, you know what you need is like an over-the-shoulder cup holder that just rests right on your chest here. Bang, bang.
Tyler, you just need to wear your helmets that you always wear on the podcast.
Yeah, I forgot the Yofa.
true.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, guys.
That
Today was the
sucked.
trade deadline. There was no there was one big firework trade for the most part.
I think it was better than usual.
You think so? I thought it was weak.
I-
The least
Other
least
than
trades
the
in
past-
NHL history. I think this year was the lightest. I think the shortest was 19, or the least was 19. There was 18 this year.
I can't confirm that. I know it was better than last year's.
16 last year.
I know
16?
I
I thought
know
it
the
was
graphic
19.
you're talking about. TSN was showing it by year,
Yeah.
right? And it was showing.
I
First,
saw a
second.
thing at
They're
like
showing the
237 on
number of
Twitter that
trades,
there needed to
number
be
of-
12 trades to match the least in NHL history. I don't know if they met it or not.
Most amount of first-round picks dealt ever though.
Yeah.
So
I think it was better than last year's.
Maybe the quantity wasn't there, but I think there's some good quality. There's some good moves.
Sure.
It's just gotten so hyped up that it's like it's tough to live up to
it's
those
not.
expectations.
And we all know that the trades it's easier to trade at the draft when you have a better look at your team. You have a little bit of salary cap cushion. You know who you're going to re-sign by then, basically, and who you're going to go to free agents. It's easier then, especially with teams or players that have term left, i.e. Carlson, McDonagh, but obviously he got traded. And who's the other guy? Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to trade them then.
Wasn't Ottawa? Well, recap. Well, not recap. We'll go through the agenda real quick. We're just going to go through some of what we think are the biggest trades of the deadline / leading up into the deadline the past week or two. We're all going to pick a winner and a loser who we think is from the deadline. We will choose going forward who we think is going to have the best remainder of the regular season and into the playoffs based off their trades, or maybe if they only made one or two. It's the key pieces that matter, not the big fireworks. We will wrap it up with some Tyler's trivia, and then
hey.
we'll get on our way. But first, today was Greg's beer day. Why don't you walk us through what brews you brought on the podcast there, Greg?
I got a little ambitious today.
I'll be our model for the beers while you talk.
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
Vanna White
Oh.
of the Sticks and Beers
That's-
podcast.
I could not remember her name. I was hoping someone.
Vanna White.
Yep, her.
Leave it to Dad.
Yeah, how do you?
This is what
TV
he-
dinner,
this is
gotta
what
sit
he-
down, watch a little Wheel of Fortune, see a little Vanna. Pat Zajac, most underrated celebrity in the world.
Yeah.
First beer we're starting off with, courtesy of One Stop Brew Shop. Good looks, boys. Windy Hill we said that's the name of the beer. McKellar Brewing from San Diego. Windy Hill New England style IPA. Next one we've got a Threes Brewing. Is that what the name of it is? The full name?
Yeah, I think so. It just says on the top of the triangle. This says Street
This one?
Brewing. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is Threes Brewing. Definition of insanity: Foudre fermented lager. Really appropriate because I felt fucking insane watching this trade deadline today. Jack's Abbey Brewing, Springdale, but I digress IPA.
Some real. There's a lot of colors on here. Big time graphics.
Yeah.
The labeling is just out of this world.
I think you went in my wrong order though, Bob.
I thought you
Vanna, Jack's Abbey Brewing, but I digress.
saw Jack.
Oh, that's the last one. That's Brewmaster Jack. That's Happiness is a Warm Pun double IPA.
Which one am I missing?
The orange can.
The
one with the orange on it.
The orange one.
Oh, I saw. Okay, I didn't see Jack Abbey. I just saw Springdale on there.
But I digress.
See? But I digress.
Sure.
So hopefully 4 solid ones. I don't know. I've never had any of these.
Hopefully,
Solid so far.
hopefully this Brewmaster Jack one. They spent more money in
It's not too bad.
making the beer than they did
like it.
on the labels.
Not too hoppy.
The Windy Hill's pretty good so far.
Yes,
I'm about half a can in. It's pretty good.
Jesus God.
I'm a big fan of New England style IPAs, but
I'm used to these little shot glasses and just sipping on them. But
I'm sorry.
I gotta
We
drink
had
a
to
full
grow up today
fuck-
with some pounders. You know, we got 4 boys in the pod.
4 boys.
3 boys and 1 man.
That's right.
So we are 6.5 minutes into the intros. Let's get to the trades, guys. Tyler, take us through a few. Kyle, take us through a few. Greg, take us through a few. I'll just be here sitting pretty.
Should I take the easy one?
Yeah,
Okay. Start with the biggest one.
the last one of the day, pretty much too.
Yeah, the one that was speculated for a while. Then they were teasing it a lot at TSN, but they cannot hammer down the details for seemed like about 30 minutes. But Ryan McDonagh got moved to the Tampa Bay Lightning along with JT Miller for Svetoslav Mestikov. Brett Howden. I'm not even going to say the Czech guy's name. I'm not even going to pronounce that one. Libor Hajduk. Yeah, is that close?
Is that Milan Hajduk? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Libor
Came out of retirement.
Hajduk? I think it was kind of close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, we'll go.
There's a P in there somewhere.
A 2018 first round pick and then a conditional 2019 second round pick, which becomes a first rounder if the Tampa Bay wins the Stanley Cup this year or the next. Boys, what do you think? Winners, losers?
Stevie Y's the best GM in the league.
Yeah, he's a genius. Right?
One of them.
He didn't give up any of his real core players or the young guys who everybody said he was going to have to give up.
Sugartoff.
Sugartoff and
Sugartoff.
Point.
Sugar tits.
So basically, JT Miller and Nemestikov is a wash. They're almost the same player.
What about cap hit too?
You think so?
Cap hit, Tampa gained 5.5, won 2.5.
Was that combined with JT Miller or
That's everyone.
okay?
So that's McDonagh had a 4.7, JT had a 2.75, and Nemestikov had a 1.937.
It's a
And then the
bargain right there for how many point his production.
Oh, he's
versus-
RFA with arbitration rights. They both, JT Miller and Nemestikov are. So both of them are probably getting a raise.
Is JT Miller a wing or a center?
He plays all three.
Yeah, he's
What
got that
about, what
oily
majority
snout.
though? What is he?
Mostly he's a winger. I believe on the right side. But yeah, he can play all three, so it gives him a lot of options going forward. I mean, it's kind of hard to see him not just slide in right into Mesikov's spot right next to Kuch and Stammer. But I like it. I think this is a draw for both teams. Rangers got a lot of young prospects.
They got a lot of picks in a very
Yeah.
supposedly deep draft.
Yes.
Full rebuild time for the Rags too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize JT Miller was older than Nemesnikov. Had
No,
idea.
Nemestikov's older.
Or I'm sorry, I said that
Yeah.
the wrong way around. Nemestikov's 25.
Yeah. So he can still be fitted into the plans
Absolutely.
with the Rangers, but
He also looks like a crazy person. That can't hurt. That can't hurt a team.
sure, Greg. Good analysis on that part.
Kyle, what are you thinking about this?
I think it's an even trade as well. I mean, the Rangers they're in complete rebuild mode at this point. I mean, they're at least 2 or 3 years away from being relevant again. Poor Hank, R.I.P. on the Rangers. And Tampa obviously gets that that another defenseman who can eat up 25, 27 minutes a night like Hedman.
And he's not the guy either, which is probably
Correct.
the best for him.
Yep.
I mean, you can slot him into that second spot next to Sugarteff, and that's a great top four. Hedman and Strawman already have chem together.
Yep.
And then those two, and then you got Cuckoo, Schuster, Colburn, and Girardi all going for the last two spots.
For those who maybe just be stumbling upon our podcast, whether it's through YouTube or SoundCloud or iTunes, whenever we say Sugartoff or Sugar Tits, we are referencing Mikhail Sergachev.
A real-life player.
A real-life
player, yeah. Fun fact.
I think it just been ingrained in my mind. I mean, I already
Tyler.
suck at it's just ingrained right now.
Tyler mispronounced his name like early in the season when he was
just coming hot.
Just coming-
yeah,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
really
Just
hot
starting to get
right
more
out of the
PT,
bat. And he was like, Sugartev.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
now
Well,
that's
it's a
what
common occurrence.
our entire
It's
hockey
like
team
I would say
calls him.
quesadillas now.
Yes.
It's like quesadillas. It's
Yep.
quesadillas.
And cigarettes.
Sucrets. Or shit-to-go.
Chicago.
We need to get a drop of that if we could, like somehow, some way.
We'll figure it
I'd
out.
love to hear him say that again.
Off-season content.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Go back and listen to the pod. And
I don't even remember which pot it was
No,
from.
but that's
so
a golden nugget that needs to be found immediately.
for future pods, maybe we should make a note of this. Every time I mispronounce,
Drop it in.
it just completely destroy someone's name, which is usually once a pod. But I digress.
Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
take us through what you think. Another big trade.
Another big one I would say would be the Las Vegas Knights dealing what I felt was way too much. They gave up a first round this year, second next year, and a third in 2021 for Tomas Tatar, and his whopping 28 points this year. I think he has right now.
Well, he's always been a skilled guy.
I think he'll fill in lovely on that team in that top six.
He does seem
Top
is he?
9. I don't
Yeah,
think. I don't see him in the top
I
6
was thinking
at
he
all.
was third liner.
So for a top 9 guy, would you give up a first, a second, and a third?
But for a guy who signed for 3 years, he's still decently young, has speed and skill. Yeah, oh yes, I completely agree they overpaid for him, but as a term of a surplus of assets and draft picks that they had, it is not a lot.
He's making what 5.1 a year? I think.
5.3.
Did Detroit
What's
retain any of that?
No.
No.
No, and that might not look bad in 2 years' time, kind of thing. I mean, he's got nasty hands when you're watching him play, and he flies.
Oh, yeah.
So I do think that's a solid. That's one of those depth moves you're talking about. That just boosted the team that much, but
I mean,
that's a lot.
Detroit had to pay him because, I mean, they didn't really have anybody else. And a few years ago, he was a young, promising player. Another skilled European that they drafted in the second round.
How old is he?
26.
26. Okay, that's
He's
even
our age.
okay.
But
Makes me feel sad.
I am excited to see them make moves, though, Vegas.
Well, who would've
I
thought?
think they're kind of backed into a corner at this point because they are so good this year.
That's what you-
Scratching my head good, but
But you don't want to upset that chem kind of thing, though. Like that's one of those locker rooms where I don't even understand how it's happening, but they're just nasty.
yeah.
They're
And
just gelling somehow.
well, I mean, we got to be past the fact that this is such a surprise and be like, well, I guess they're actually good, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they were winning games
Yes.
with Malcolm Subban and
Oscar
Oscar
Dansk.
Dansk and
And
Legacy.
Maxime Legacy.
I mean, it was just
yeah.
it got ridiculous.
I mean, we're 3/4 of the way through the season almost, and I still don't understand it, but it's freaking
no.
awesome. I love it.
It's good for the league. I mean, who would have thought that? Excuse me, but Vegas would be acquiring players at the deadline instead of
Yeah, that they'd be.
hauling out everybody. Neil, Marchessault possibly, whatever other free agents are, but
David Perron.
And the big rumor going around right around the deadline was that they were the biggest player for Carlson.
EK, which
well,
And they made a last-minute move to get Tatar when they found out that the deal wasn't going to happen
Yeah,
for
and
Carlson,
I
which
don't
just
even
well,
get it.
the biggest thing with that is that they had the possibility of getting Bobby Ryan's contract,
Yep.
which was huge in the Carlson. and I think was the main sticking point for anybody acquiring him.
How much?
He's not worth $8 or $9 million a year, Bobby Ryan.
7.5.
Oh, 7 is that what he makes?
7.5 for the
7.5
next like 5 years or something.
Oh, I thought it was 37 years. That's weird.
Well,
His
maybe.
AAV is technically like 7.2.
Maybe that's be
but
the how old he is when the contract gets up. Jeez.
The one-
Rick DiPietro effect.
Exactly.
the one thing I did see on Twitter regarding this is by getting Tatar, him being 25, 26 years old, at a cap hit of only 5.3 for another 3 years, it pretty much makes David Perron and James Neal rentals for this year, and it allows them not to have to resign them if they don't want to, because they're both going. Well, James Neal is probably going to be commanding
6.
That's what.
Yeah,
That's what I
and
would say.
it saves them money, and then it allows them to go spend their
On
money
JT.
or assets at a player like Johnny T. Maybe I don't think Johnny T.
Carlson.
would want to go out west like that though. He just seems like a
Who wouldn't want to go to
don't know.
Vegas? Who wouldn't want to go to Vegas?
Well, no,
Thomas Tatar goes from the,
he's a good Canadian boy. Okay, he grew up in the system. He took a team friendly contract, his second deal. I think he stays with the Islanders. Honestly,
I think the biggest winner was Thomas Tatar. He goes from the Motor City slum Detroit
Oh my
to
God.
Las Vegas.
Dirt McGurk.
Come on.
yeah.
Let's go.
making $5.3 million. He's just going to be living in Steve Aoki's
Making it.
club.
Want to talk about playing guilty?
Well, I also heard, like, while we're on the topic of Johnny T being a good old Ontario boy, I've heard Johnny T's like a giant pussy, and
I
was
can so believe
was
that.
like a
He's
virgin all through
That's
juniors
exactly-
and
He's
stuff like that.
definitely he's a
Didn't-
Boy Scout.
Didn't drink
Just
or
like
anything
Crosby,
like that until he
he's a
got to
Boy
the show.
Scout.
Could see that.
Absolute Boy Scout.
That's a good term. I've never heard anyone use that in this
As a chirp.
context.
As a chirp.
Yeah.
Chirp.
Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Eagle Scout now.
Yeah.
Now that he's like 28.
Yeah, exactly. But,
It's more PG than virgin, I guess.
Yeah. I would never just call Johnny T a virgin to his face.
I mean, he's not.
So-
Hopefully he's not a virgin now, but you
No, I
never
doubt
know,
it.
But
But regardless, like
why? All right,
Thomas
moving on.
Tatar,
How'd we land
he's
here?
from the Czech, right?
Who knows?
Is he Czech or is he Slovakian? I know
He's,
he's
Ooh, I would have put him check.
Slovakian.
Slovakian. You know,
Sure.
those crazy Eastern European dudes in Vegas. He's just going to be hanging out at the top-shelf clubs. Just
Realistically, if you
The Bunny Ranch?
Slovakian,
Yes.
that same concept stands. But
yeah, he's Slovakian. Okay,
Slovak.
Greg,
Woo!
let's move on to
Another
another
one
trade
for, Tyler's trivia.
before we get into just too far down this rabbit hole.
Sure, understandable. We're already pretty deep.
Well, it's
Biggest winner?
No. Just take us through another big trade. I
I think we should appoint Greg to talk about the Buffalo Sabres trade.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I was gonna lead off with Danny Reagan was the biggest winner. What is it, Danny O'Regan or is it Danny
O'Regan.
Reagan?
O'Regan.
O'Regan.
He's the biggest winner.
How?
You know he was born in Germany.
No, I
yeah.
didn't.
He was born.
I
Yeah, I
didn't
saw
know
that when I was looking up his sleep.
He's American, so I'm assuming he was probably born to like a U.S. serviceman or something like that. If he's born in Germany, an American, because he played for the U.S. national U17 national development team, and obviously you can't play for them unless you're American.
Fact. He's the biggest winner because he's gonna be an AHL player turned Jekyll's line mate next year. That's why he's
Bringing the
biggest
boys back.
winner. Yeah, exactly.
That nasty BU line.
Exactly. You
Eichel,
know when the Sabres start the
Rodriguez, and
season next.
O'Regan.
If the Sabres go on any kind of losing streak, plug that line in.
I'll be interested to see if they put it together. If Jack comes back at the end of the season, if they try to put that together.
Why even bring Jack back at the end of the season though? I don't feel like they
no,
want
I know. I am totally against it.
Yeah.
Give him, even if he has like a week or a week and a half left.
Yeah.
end it.
Especially with high ankle sprains, they linger
Yeah,
so much, and
yeah,
like, and this is the
last-
second,
yeah.
like it. You don't want to f with that really. But
You heard him talk about how he was just finally at the end of last year.
Yeah,
he was
getting his
finally
brace
getting
off.
back. Yeah,
right? And
Yeah.
that's-
Plus with
shut
the
him
Mercs
down.
doing so good, I don't think they would.
No, they're not anymore.
and Regan's gonna.
They're still in the playoffs,
report
though.
right
Playoff
to the
contention,
right?
Mercs.
barely, really. I mean, I know they've been sliding, but
We were talking about this at our unofficial Nicebox official sponsor, Host 22. Gracie was saying that they've slipped down from like second to like sixth.
Didn't they
In the
just beat a
league?
team with like 13 goals last
they
week?
beat the Marlies. Toronto State Marlies.
Yeah, but then
It
they
was
lost
12
the
to
two
3.
next two games, like 1-0, and then like
Well,
2-1.
12-3 is like 3 wins in 1, isn't it?
I guess so. I mean, they used all their goals for the next
So you
5.
6 points for that? You're telling me?
But so,
Yeah,
so
you,
this-
you whooped them so bad, you get extra points for that
yeah,
one.
I mean, that should be actually.
The franchise should just quit.
That should be a thing. That should
Just
really
close
be
the
a thing.
doors.
Yeah. Mercy rule, you get double the points.
Men's league.
That would be
running
sweet.
clock at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just first 1 to 5, game over. See ya.
But so I like it. So this trade, I don't know how I feel about it. I needed Kane to be moved. The Sabres needed Kane to be moved. So obviously that's the crucial part. But what they wound up getting, the devastating part was this conditional. So for those of you that don't know, it was O'Regan, a conditional first and a fourth, a 2019 conditional first and a 2020 conditional fourth, and then if the Sharks either win the Stanley Cup or re-sign Kane, it's a first, right? If they don't, it's a second.
Yeah. You
To
said
me,
you said win the Stanley Cup too, right?
It's a
Yeah,
stupid
yeah,
conditional. Like San Jose's not going to win the cup.
No, that to me that's almost like a joke or something. Well,
Are they?
I shouldn't say it's a joke.
No.
It's a joke.
Are they
It's
even
not
in
a
playoff
joke.
position right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, they are.
I
They're
think they're
second, third in the Central. Right?
But to really throw that
third in
in
the Pacific,
Pacific?
rather. Yeah.
to really throw that in as a condition, it's like, come on.
Like really?
I guess.
All right.
guess.
So, I mean, Nashville, they're the 8th seed last year, went to finals.
I mean, it is hockey.
L.A. in 12, 8th seed, won it all. It's possible, but yeah,
too
it
old.
is a very.
They're not those teams. They're too old. But
This is true.
But you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll just go eat a sock or something. I don't know. I still think. No, I'm not taking that bet. I'm not even sure logistically how to eat a sock. I'm not sure.
Just shove it in your
Can I
mouth
fork
and
and
start
knife
chewing.
it?
No, I think you just
put some
saute
hot
it
sauce
up
on
and
it.
just a
little
little
A1
butter,
steak
the fucking-
sauce or something.
load it up with spices.
Dear Lord.
Good luck.
But so point being with this trade, I think it's a realistic haul because everybody knows Sabres won't be able to re-sign Kane. Sabres didn't really have any leverage in this situation. They're a shit team that they know they needed to rent out this player. So given all of those circumstances, all right, fine, we'll take it. Something needed to happen.
Yes.
I would've
Yeah,
been
definitely.
way more pissed if
and
nothing happened.
either two scenarios happened with GM Bots. Either he had offers earlier in the week that he passed on,
Sad on him.
or no, passed on,
Or
and
just-
then the teams moved on, or everybody just straight lowballed him because of Kane's been slumping and his
Off the
offensive
ice.
issues.
Yeah, and the fact he was probably a tool or something in real life.
Yeah, but I mean he's a player that needed to go to a strong dressing room, which was what San Jose has.
A lot of veteran leadership.
Yeah, exactly. Someone said, get your act together. This is how it's going to be done.
Mhm.
So that's why I saw him going to a team like Nashville, or other team, Pittsburgh, Anaheim too. Would have been a good
I
fit.
thought I saw Anaheim and actually Calgary were the last
Yeah, I don't
three.
think Calgary has a good dressing room though.
Right, but
But
I
a
thought I saw
younger
they
guy.
were the last three teams,
Yeah,
including San
yeah.
Jose, that was in on him. But
But I think as soon as they picked up Chris Stewart off waivers, I think they're all out of that race.
yeah, which makes zero sense. But
Well, he's a depth guy.
sure, shit, he is.
Buried in the fourth line guy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I will say I'm excited to see Evander Kane in a Sharks uni and to see
That
say
teal.
they throw him on imagine a line
Jopa.
of like Pavelski, Kane,
Jopa.
and Burns.
Burns is playing defense again.
They switched him back already.
Yeah.
See, well then put him back up.
It'd be Kane, Thornton, Pavelski. That would be the line right there.
Joe's hurt though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he should be coming back soon, isn't he?
See, I heard they were saying on.
He's on your team. I don't know.
I don't have Jumbo Joe.
Oh, I just
Does
meant
anybody have
Pavelski.
Jumbo?
There's two Joes.
No,
There's two Joes.
Pavelski's not hurt.
Oh.
Yeah. Jumbo is though.
Oh,
See,
Jumbo,
he's
hurt.
I heard him talking on NHL Tonight saying that that was one of the reasons why the Sharks went and got Kane is because they're not telling the truth about Jumbo Joe maybe being out longer than they're making it up to be.
Well, was it a meniscus or something? Is that
Yeah.
what it was? I mean, I know it was. Who was it? Oh shit! I'm trying to think on the Sharks that was quoted saying Jumbo Joe could come back. He's just a crazy athlete.
Well,
and,
he did in the
what he-
playoffs
What he
that one
came back
year.
from last year and stuff. He's just
No, he never came back. He just withstood it.
well, right. That's a better way to
He
frame
had
it.
like
right.
a super brace on, and
I don't know how you could play hockey with that thing on.
Seasoned vet. It's old man strength. It's dad strength.
Dead strength.
Morphine and those shots.
Yeah, morphine shots. Yeah.
oh Jesus!
Whatever.
Horse tranquilizers. Yeah.
Cortisone,
Yeah.
cortisone, right?
Cortisone, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, not horse tranquilizers.
You know, the only good thing for the Sabres is Sabres fans is Kane. He's a Vancouver boy, so there's been rumor that he wanted to play out west, be closer to home. So it's possible that he re-signs with San Jose. I don't
It's
think
a sunny spot. You know, it would probably be good for.
I would say I would play in San Jose.
Sunny
I mean,
spot.
Hell yeah, I would play in
I
San
mean,
Jose.
San-
That would be fantastic.
California, you're not far from L.A., not far
That'd be
from
like
San
a top
Diego.
5 destination for me.
I mean,
Really?
But well, just in terms of like very literal destination, not anything team related. Like if I'm talking about where I want to live and play hockey, San Jose is probably top 5.
Hockey,
I would love to be on.
Are we talking about playing hockey?
I thought it was just like destination I would want to just visit.
Oh, okay.
Just overpay my contract. I will underachieve, and then send me down to the San Diego Gulls, so I could just be on an NHL contract, making
Cheers to
bank
that.
in the AHL. In
And you
San
got
Diego.
no escrow either taken out of your paycheck.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I still don't understand that concept. That's a fuzzy one. I don't want to go there, Tyler.
It's something that like
probably for the best.
goes like to a league fund and something about yada yada gibberish. Ask the financial guy in the group. But he
Okay,
doesn't
sounds
know.
good. The financial guy doesn't know it. Let's move on.
Can I
your foot.
get a beer though, Bobo?
Which one do you want?
Can I get that blue can? See, everybody seemed to
I'll
be
take
enjoying
one
that.
For the record, real quick recap on this beer.
Pass her down.
This McKellar Brewing, I thought was absolute fire.
Yeah,
This is
a
delicious.
fantastic.
Delicious. That
Windy Hill,
doing
highly
that,
recommend it.
I think that is
Indian style pale ale.
delicious.
I think this is one of the best beers that we've had since we've
Their
started,
can's kind of funny too if you can't see it.
started the
Well, I'm
rating
holding up
system.
the wrong beer, I guess.
Bob will post the picture on the
You'll see
Sticks
it-
and Beers website,
Sticksandbeers.com. We forgot to
And
promote
on
that.
Twitter.
And on Twitter, Sticks capital N Beers.
But if you look at the can on the Windy Hill, that guy's
that.
toupee is
That's a
actually
drop
being blown off.
Capital N.
That's a hat. It's not a toupee.
It's got to be a toupee, isn't it?
It's a hat.
That's a hat.
And what's the other guy
That's
got? Is that a
definitely-
mullet?
Sure.
Could be party.
Yeah.
Is that a mullet? Is that a hat?
I don't know. I don't know. But you guys, I'm gonna wrap up with
Amoebas.
I think, Bob, you think you should touch on the jersey deals since you're a Jersey fan. I mean,
Okay.
Just touch on those quickly, just quickly. You know,
Tell
Just-
though that's not where we wanted to take that.
No!
You can tell.
I
You can
think
tell.
I think they're pretty. I think they're actually pretty interesting trades. Why don't you fill the?
Well, yeah, so I've been off camera. Obviously, I've been talking a lot about we've now picked up 2 left wingers. Michael Grabner could play right wing as well, but his preferred position is left wing. Marcus Johansson has to be done for the year. If Ray is picking up another left winger, even though neither of them are like the same style as Marcus Johansson, it's hard to replicate that style.
No,
left
but it's
wing.
still also an NHL winger.
Right.
That's the key part. Actual NHL winger.
But Patrick Maroon brings something to the table that not many,
Jersey boys have
besides Miles Wood, we don't really have
a banger.
for a playoff style forward.
A Boyle.
Yeah.
Miles Wood might be on the other side of that line. He's starting to cross over to dirtbag, but he's still.
He's only had one.
The concept stands.
If you saw his interview and
Well,
his
that-
quotes, he
He's
felt
starting
really
to go into
bad.
that like
That one was-
burst
He's like-
territory.
That one was bad.
Oh yeah,
Completely from behind.
everyone on even in Devil's Twitter was like, "What are you doing?"
Yikes.
But he recognized it and he
Yeah.
said he'll never do that again.
He's
We'll
a
see.
kid still. He's a kid.
Yeah,
so
he's a Buffalo kid. What do you expect? They're all scumbags there.
True.
Oh.
Fact. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm
Fire
from Buffalo.
Good thing Greg's from Batavia.
I'm from. I'm out.
Kill him.
For what we gave up, a third and a prospect who's never going to make it, we're good.
Wow.
He's in college, right?
Yeah, even though
Why
he
do you
plays,
say that?
he's not even in like our top 8 prospect pool. J.K. Dudek, I think.
I just want.
That's a soccer player.
Yeah. Wow. How about that? I honestly just wanted the trades to read.
Joey,
they got a third
Dudek.
round and a dude.
Dudek, yeah.
Dudek.
He's a right winger at Boston College right now. But, I mean,
So where do you think Maroon fills in?
I think he fills in third line left wing playing with either Zajac or Zaka. Big bodies. I'd like to see him play with Zaka because Zaka's
Zaka's a big boy, isn't he?
He's like 6'4", 220 as like a 20-year-old. Maroon's a big boy. And you
Man.
stick Stefan Nason there, our right winger that we picked up from Anaheim a couple years ago. He's a big boy too. That's a big third line. And they all could wheel. Not so much Maroon, but Zaka and Nason,
Well,
they're
Maroon's
fast.
has proven he can play with a skilled guy, like McDavid. So
Yeah. So he can play all around.
he can at least kind of keep up.
He can stay afloat.
Yeah, he's not like a speed guy, but he can
He's not
play
trying
to
be
the
a winger.
tempo.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I like about pretty much everyone, excluding like Nico and Jesper Bratt on our team, even though they're 2 of our best skilled forwards. Everyone on our forward depth chart can play with anyone, which is nice when your coach is a psychopath and mixing and matching lines all the
It's like
time.
blunders.
It's like the Sabres, except nobody can
Yeah.
play together.
But I mean, like John Hines, he's one of those guys where he keeps pairs together. Nico and Taylor are always together.
Well, that's what it's becoming.
Yeah.
You have pairs.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I won't even talk about the
Right.
Sabres.
I approve of the trade. Thumbs up. Fine. We didn't give up much at all. We didn't give up like a Mike McLeod or a Riley Walsh, who's one of our stud defensemen. He plays at Harvard. He's on the Hobie Baker nominees.
Watch. Okay.
Yep.
Two finishers they picked up.
He was
though.
the last person cut on Team USA for the World Junior Team this year. Last
Man.
person cut.
Not for nothing, but with a name like JD Dudek, you're not going anywhere.
No,
You're not going.
That is
JD
that's a
Dudek?
left-handed relief pitcher in AAA baseball.
I think I saw him in Summer Pitch, that one Freddie Prinze Jr. movie.
Probably. I'm just saying that because it sounds like that one knuckleballer pitcher from a couple of years ago that like.
R.J. Dickey. Or
Yeah.
R.A. Dickey?
R.A. Dickey.
Exactly.
He won the Cy Young, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, this isn't about baseball. We're getting way off topic here.
Let's wrap it up with the Paul Stastny trade, and then we'll get into our winners, losers real quick.
Should we
this
talk
trade
about the
was hot.
Broussard trade at all?
Probably, right?
And then the Nash
And
trade?
even Hartman.
I mean, we're already
I don't-
we're already a half
yeah.
hour in. How long of a podcast do we want to make this?
All right. First of all, Hartman, I don't like that trade for either team.
Whoa.
Elaborate.
I disagree.
Whoa.
All right, I don't like giving up a first rounder for like, pretty much a third line guy.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yes, he's an RFA, he's young, but that's a lot to give up for a third liner. I don't like it from the Chicago aspect because he's cheap, he's young, and he's proven he can play with Kane and Tays on different lines, which is something that they need going forward.
But Nashville, depth-wise, throwing him into the playoffs like it.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that a great?
yes, but they gave up too
I
much.
understand
for
they
him.
gave up too much.
Yes.
but
I like
at some
him. I like
point
him
it
as a
becomes-
player on that team. But they gave
Exactly.
up too much.
The fit there and all of that, I really like that piece.
You got to give up to win now, though. You know,
You gotta have
That's
They're
what
in.
they're doing.
They're all in.
Exactly. Last year, the big reason I think that
They
they
should
didn't
be.
they didn't make it all the way and they didn't go all the way was they lost Fiala
Johansson.
and Johansson in the playoffs, and they just ran out of gas, ran out of
Now they
steam.
have 4 solid centers.
Yeah, when
so-
Austin,
They got Fisher,
Austin Watson
Hartman.
was your third line center or something like that.
And then I also don't like the Nash trade
I hate that trade.
for
who?
Rangers.
For Boston.
Rangers made out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For
We
first
all
rounder,
agree on that. We all
Ryan
agree on
Spooner,
that.
who's a young guy who's skilled, and he also fit into the Boston lineup right now. Getting rid of him is going to mess up a little bit of chem, I think. Mess up their depth a little bit, but I don't. They gave up way too much.
I didn't actually realize Bolesky was in that trade too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the money would work out.
I think he's been like a healthy scratch.
No,
majority
he's
of the
been in the
season.
minors.
Oh, he's been in the A.
Yeah, he's been in the A for a while now.
It's even
But-
worse, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's same thing there. It's the first round pick. The first round pick for Rick Nash.
For rental.
Yeah, honestly.
And a young
Spooner,
guy
Bolesky.
who's
I'm
I say
I'm
Spooner
not-
and the first rounder are the two biggest.
I'm not
pieces
losing
of
my
that puzzle.
shit.
Ryan
over Spooner,
Lindgren.
but-
He was a high. Let's see, what is he? He was a 49th pick in 2016.
I just
20 is the left shot defenseman.
Isn't Nash turning 34 in a couple months? Like
Yeah,
for
something
a
like
first round pick, even regardless of those guys,
He's
I did
done.
not- didn't understand that. I don't. Feel
I don't
like,
think Boston needed it.
No, exactly. It's
I don't.
Like,
I don't think they needed it.
sick.
Boston is.
Yeah. Although they got Giannis, so I
Woo! But Boston
didn't actually say anything.
Boston, I still think are in a retool stage. They are still in a retool stage.
Being the best team in the league right now, points wise.
Well, they're playing out of
Retooling?
their mind, but they're still young. They have 11 rookies played from this year. This was not supposed to be going this way this year.
I think they should have won after.
I think they're overplaying their roster.
Duka.
Yeah, exactly.
Duka.
McAvoy's playing out of his mind. Bork, DeBrusque have all stepped up.
Bergeron's already got 30 genos.
But the good teams
That
have
first
that.
line.
The good teams have that. When you look at like
Yes,
the
but
Blackhawks
they were not
playoff
supposed
runs,
to be like that this year.
neither was the Blackhawks playoff run,
So
and they had
they're
freaking guys
messing
coming off.
up. Same thing with like Toronto, with the Avs, with the Devils. They're overplaying their hand.
None of those teams are
No-
first place teams.
exactly. Last year,
Boston's
Toronto
not a
was
first place
Boston's
team.
third, anyways. By the way, in the
Yeah, they're
Atlantic.
third.
Toronto
were first.
scooted into the
They're
playoffs
third.
barely. They were the last seed in the playoffs last year, weren't they? Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Devils are probably going to be the second last place team into the playoffs this year if they make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but they're still overplaying their hand.
Yeah, but it's different when you overplay and just squeak in versus overplaying it, and you're one of the top 3 teams in the league.
I don't like giving up a first-round pick.
You can't
and a young
you
guy
can't plan
on a
when
roster
your
that's
team is going to be
still
good.
Transitioning.
So when you're good, you got to go for it.
Yeah, but they're good at their current roster.
Right.
And they gave up too much to put them over a top with an aging winger.
Well, I think they should have gone for like Evander Kane or something like
Probably.
that.
It would fit better into their
Type
Kane
of style
and-
too.
yeah.
He's a run and gun. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
and he's younger than Nash too, which would fit into future plans based on conditionals of picks.
He's almost a decade younger than.
And if I had to pick those two players right now side by side, I'd take Kane all day long over Nash.
Oh, it's not even close.
I just and they could have given up probably half of what they gave up.
And Boston has the leadership group
to keep Kane in.
Yeah, you think Chara's going to and Bergeron let some scumbag walk? Well, I don't think he's a scumbag, but you know what I mean?
Well, Marchand's a scumbag.
That's weird, I do.
So they already got to keep Marchand
Well,
under control. So.
He's a scumbag on the ice. Off the ice, everyone loves Brad
Absolute
Marchand.
beauty.
He's a scumbag.
He's a scumbag.
Off the ice, Marchand's a beauty.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a
on
beauty.
the ice. He's a
Off the ice, Kane is a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
on the ice.
Fact.
But Chara wouldn't let that happen.
I don't know. On the ice, he's kind of a douchebag too. Like
Not as-
if,
he's
if
not-
you're, if you're trying to shoot from below the face-off circles on the
yeah,
power
he
play,
just shoots and
You're
hits
comparing
everything.
You could
that.
frig off.
You're comparing that to flying elbows of Brad Marchand, who is now given Marcus Johansson a concussion. He's out almost 3 months now.
This is
I
biased
told you.
for Bob. Though.
I told you, Marchand's my new favorite player.
I think when you're a repeat offender, and you really hurt someone, you should have to sit as many games as they're out. So Brad Marchand should be sitting as long as Marcus Johansson has
I don't
been.
know. It's not their fault he's a Band-Aid.
It's
coming
not,
from the Band-Aid.
It's not Marcus Johansson's fault that
Hey,
Brad
he's got
Marchand
firsthand
threw a
experience there.
fucking elbow in his temple.
I play through my injuries. I
all
complain
right.
about it. I
Yeah,
complain about it,
like-
but
like a little
I got to
bitch.
let everybody know. Okay.
So what do we got? We got probably
Boston.
two.
We're all set on that one.
We got two left, probably.
Yeah, let's
I'd say
talk about
the
the-
Stasny
and
and
Brassard.
the Brassard.
Yeah.
Do Brassard first because I think Stastny's cooler. So
This
do
is
Brassard first.
Yeah.
The classic every year Pittsburgh Penguins, Jim Rutherford.
Yep.
Let's go get a third line center, guys.
Down the
and-
middle, baby.
And add bolster our center depth for Sid and Melkin. Let's go get Derek Brassard, who was like a 3.3 out of 4 games, 0.75 points per game.
Math.
Jesus Christ.
Math. Is that what Rutherford
Science.
sounds like?
Probably.
No, that's
He's a
just
pretty
my
old guy.
generic GM voice.
He's pretty old. He might sound like that. He's like 75 or something.
So, this is this year's version of the Nick Bonino, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, except they only gave up Brent Sutter for Nick Bonino.
And what was this one? What was Brassard?
So they gave up
A
Ian Cole,
lot.
Phil Gustafson, a first-round pick,
Does Ian Cole move the needle?
and Ryan Reeves, and a fourth-rounder.
Reeves, that's the tough one for me.
Well, the
they
Reeves
got
was
back-
more to Vegas because Vegas is taking
Yeah,
A
and
third of his
fourth-round
salary?
pick, yeah,
And what did Vegas get out of it? A pick?
Vegas gets a. So they get Ryan Reeves and a fourth-round pick. That was
Oh, they got
previously-
Reeves too.
pre-
Wow, Vegas
previously
is about
from
to
Vancouver.
beat some people down in the playoffs.
I kind of like that little pickup for.
For sure. For Vegas?
Yeah. So I just want to state that Pittsburgh gave up a first for Ryan Reeves, and he's ending
then-
up with Derek Brassard
Exactly what I was going to say.
after giving up another first-round pick.
that
and a
part I
goalie
don't
prospect.
like. But if it helps you win your third in a row,
I was gonna say.
But he has 2
Yeah,
years
who
on his
gives a
deal.
shit?
He has 2 years on a deal, and with the money all retained at $3 million.
Yep.
That's not bad.
I like the trade for Pittsburgh.
Pens are still my pick for the Cup if I
Me
had to
too.
pick today.
All right, so hot take: conference finals preview right now. West and East. Who do you got?
Wow. I've definitely got
I got to
Pittsburgh
look at the
there.
seedings
I've
right now.
definitely
'cause
got-
I got
I got
Tampa,
Pittsburgh, Tampa.
Pittsburgh.
Yep, that's what.
Out
have-
west?
I would say Vegas, Winnipeg. It's my hot take.
I don't have Vegas there.
do the number 1 seeds get buys?
No,
So right now it'd be Washington versus.
No, they don't do it that way. They play interconference first now.
yeah. So it'd be first
I don't
first
remember, Greg, I'm
seeding.
sorry.
It'd be first seeding versus the last wild card of the one division, and then 2 and 3 would play each other, and then the second division, first seeding versus the second wild card, 2 and 3 would play each other.
So right now it would be Tampa versus Columbus, Washington versus New Jersey, Philly, Pittsburgh. We all remember what happened last time they met in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
That was such a good playoff series. every game was like
Yes.
8-6. Oh my god, I hope that happens again.
You have Nashville, Hickey in the West. Going
That's
to the
my
conference
West.
final?
And Toronto, Boston.
Would
So
be
you have Nashville over Winnipeg?
no Nashville against
No, but you
Oh.
have Nashville and Winnipeg will have to play each other.
balls.
Wait, no, they're in separate conferences. Isn't Winnipeg Central?
Well, so yeah, separate divisions with they're both first. Or no,
Or they're both Central. Yeah, they're both Central. So,
So-
it couldn't be that. It has to either be you either pick Winnipeg or Nashville, and then out of the
Or a
Pacific,
wild, or a wild card.
out of the Pacific,
You know what?
I like.
NHL. Get rid of that BS
Yeah,
because that
I
is
agree.
absolute garbage.
I agree.
1 through 16.
Yep.
Stupid.
1 through 8.
1 through 16.
No, 1 through 16. That would be so sick.
I'm with that.
They would never do that because
I'm
of the
so
travel
with that.
budget, but that would be so sick.
The
NBA's
travel.
NBA's
They've
actually
increased their profits so much over the past couple years. Screw the travel budget.
Not even the travel budget, but like, do we,
so easy for you to say.
What-
Screw the travel budget.
what if it was like
Hey, we're the paying
Millions
fans.
of
We pay
dollars,
them.
yeah.
We
one,
pay those
one
organizations.
versus 16?
I just bought tickets for like $15 for the Sabres game against Calgary.
You got fleeced.
$15, folks. 100 level seats.
What,
Wonder
it would,
level, yeah.
like hypothetically, what if the Panthers were like the 16th and Vancouver was 1? They'd have to do that in like a 2-week span, 7 games.
Bobby,
I literally
do
the
bigger.
furthest.
Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Bobby Lou would love it.
I know. I'm just giving out
I know.
hypotheticals.
I know.
Playing
No,
devil's
I-
advocate.
I just want that to be so. NBA's talking about it too, and they're legit talking about it because of the brutal
college basketball?
like power
At
struggles.
the very least, 1 through 8.
Yes, I agree with 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Like
Back
it used
to
to
how
be.
it was.
Just
Like
put
it
back
used
to
to
the
be.
way it all
Correct.
used to be.
You tried this format out. It friggin' blows. Go back to the other one.
Just have the number 1 seed from each division be 1 and 2, and then everyone else just fill out 3 through 8.
Or you
Man,
add
so-
in a wild card game and you expand the playoffs.
No,
So-
Not a
no,
legit
no,
wild
no.
card game.
Like a playing game,
Like
one game.
Why?
like the MLB does.
MLB, yeah. No, I don't like that.
No.
Hockey, you need at
Hockey
least
already has half of the league making the playoffs. That's not good enough. I'd rather have less teams make the playoffs.
See you, Devils.
So just to clarify,
Do better.
So yeah, just to clarify, what's everyone's
So
hot
if
takes
Winnipeg, if I've got Winnipeg making it to the Western Conference, I need somebody coming out of the Pacific to be playing Winnipeg.
Basically, there might
All
be
right.
there.
I'll pick nobody.
Okay.
here? That's why I got to go to the Vegas Golden Knights.
That's what I'm going to say. Vegas versus Nashville.
Wow,
I'd say Dallas and Vegas. Or I'm sorry, Dallas. I just fucked
this
it
kid
up.
just can't get it.
Dallas
Figure
and
it out.
Winnipeg.
They're both central.
Yeah, the Central's that loaded.
Yeah.
It
Central's
is
stacked.
It is.
fucking
It's just not fair.
No.
I know.
And then Pittsburgh versus Boston.
Pittsburgh.
Poor Avs.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Boston.
Yep.
I got Tampa.
I don't think Tampa.
Tampa,
Tampa,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That's not really a hot take, Tampa, Pittsburgh,
No, that's
but
the
it's like
definition of a standard take.
Yeah,
It's,
your Vegas odds would be
There's
like
a lot of good teams.
you got to put
but
$100
both
to
of
win
the teams
5.
Kind of loaded up, and Pittsburgh's proven, and then Tampa's just they don't have a weak spot on the roster now.
Talking to your mic, Tyler.
They don't have a weak
Not that
spot
much.
on the.
there's a happy medium. It's like he always has either too little porridge or too much porridge. It's
Into the
not
mic.
the right amount of porridge.
I
I
think
don't
Winnipeg
even like
becomes the instant because of their move today at the deadline
They're
for
so good.
Stasny. I think that move puts them over the top of Nashville.
That's them matching Pittsburgh
I do. I think they have the best top 9 in the league.
Oh,
in the league.
In the league.
I'd say
I
the
did.
conference.
In the league.
I'd say in the
League?
conference.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you the league. Not giving you that.
Oh, that's tough. That's
they're
a
gonna-
hot take.
Their defense needs to.
In the
That's
league.
what it was here for.
I don't think their defense is deep enough.
Really?
Deep enough.
Once they get
they're
Trouba
decent.
back,
Yeah, say
Enstrom,
Trouba.
though.
Trouba's not
Enstrom.
like a
Tyler
goal.
Myers is an
No.
absolute stud.
Did you
in
hear
Winnipeg.
Paul Maurice's
Thanks, Buffalo.
press conference? He said they have a 3 block shot rule in practice, and once you get hit the third time, you have to get off the ice.
But Enstrom
He
was
said it was
not
okay. He said
one
it
of
was
those-
okay.
Oh,
said it was
really?
okay,
He is
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, because
So he's fine, and he's like,
when he was coming off, he like I don't know if he broke his twig, but he smashed his twig on
Well,
the
yeah,
bench.
so that
and
means he's fine, and then he walked off by
that
himself.
means he's fine when a player smashes their twig.
and
To
then
me,
he
that's
walked
like
off by himself.
no. To me, that's like he knows he just got fucked up.
I guess
he's
we'll see.
pissed.
But Paul Maurice said he was fine.
All right, then no, we won't see that. That ends that.
Okay.
Then he's fine.
All right.
Okay, good talk.
Good
Talk.
Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, we basically covered the Paul Stastny trade while we were just talking about that.
Came out of nowhere.
It
Did out of nowhere.
None of the insiders
We're
had a beat
solid.
on that at all.
The Stastny.
Yeah.
I like that, though. I was remembering from a New Jersey Devils All Access podcast. They were talking about a Lou trade. And he straight up said, if there are rumors or if this breaks into the media, I'm not calling the league. So you better shut your mouth about it. and that was Lou Lamoriello for you. So that's the type of trade that this was. It's just
Well,
hush, hush.
that's what Shebodayoff said in his press conference. I think it was close.
Nice.
Shebodayoff?
No,
Shebodayoff.
No, I was gonna let you fly on that.
Kevin
first
Cheveldayoff,
one.
yeah.
I was gonna
Kevin
let you.
He
Bob
said
and I just looked at each
'cause-
other like, wow.
Because
That was good.
Sassy had to waive his no trade or no move to come there, so he wanted no leaks on his side, so that the player had the privacy. I think was the words of telling his family members and discussing it with them.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
The whole league would have been knocking at St. Louis's door if Stasny was available for
Well,
trade.
so-
a lot of the league, I'd say 70% of
What's-
the league would have been.
What's wild to me is that St. Louis became sellers real quick. Like they start off
they were
as one of the
last
hottest.
year too.
Yeah, but they start off as like one of the hottest teams in the league.
Oh, did
Obviously,
you
it's
see
shit the
Brendan
bed.
Shane?
I was
Sense?
going to say Braden Shen tweeted about it. He's
Yeah,
not happy.
Was it was a tweet or I just
It
saw
was an
it, or-
interview.
Whoa.
It was an interview.
Interviewer? Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw something where he
Alexander
not
Steen's
happy.
pissed too because he's like,
Not
I lost
happy.
my best friend, but no,
Of course,
They're
they
2
would be.
points out of a playoff spot, though,
that,
guys.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
it's
Braden
not
Chen
like-
said. He's like, it's crazy.
You're trying to mail it in already? You got
But tell me, yeah, exactly.
You
Tell
guys
me
are battling,
Blues.
and then,
The Rangers were only 3 points out when they sent out that letter to their fans. So
I think St. Louis is a better
But they
fucking
also knew.
Rangers
I agree.
organizationally.
I agree.
But
What's that send to like Tarasenko and all those guys? Like, what are you saying to those guys?
play better.
Play better.
Well, they obviously have a goalie controversy now because they've just been getting lit. up.
They should have sold Carter. If they were going to sell Paul Stastny to unload him, they should have sold Carter Hutton to the highest bidder too.
Penguins.
And Jay Bomeister, just like those three guys.
Hutton, Penguins.
Keep your
Should've
core
happened.
together.
Is Bomeister a UFA?
I have no idea.
He's
but-
getting up there in age. He might be.
Oh yeah,
He very well might be. But I
contracts a UFA.
don't know. Just it's surprising how many. Because tell me you couldn't see the Blues coming out of the Central making a
No.
little run. Jake Allen gets hot again.
No.
He's a streaky tendy. Tell me you couldn't see that.
Well,
You just told me that. Somebody else tell me that.
he's won.
He's a streaky tendy.
Like, sure.
Could have seen him making a run.
Exactly. Like he. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
Well, that's the thing with all the teams nowadays is that they all have good, bright spots, but they just have to hit the right. What's the word for it?
Timing.
Stride or timing?
Stride would have been a hockey term. Sure.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Take these stats for a grain of salt, but they're all based off of real numbers. I just don't remember what the exact number was.
Yeah, Bomeister.
Jake Allen is now 19-19 on the season. He started off like 16-3 and has gone 13 or 3 and whatever since then. Wow. To now be 500 on the year. Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob.
Well, they are missing one key piece, Robbie Fabry. Didn't
Who?
get Robbie
Fabry.
Fabry.
Key?
He was in their top 6 last year.
Key?
So I don't see them making a run with
If he's key,
Fabry in their top 6.
maybe Dad, you might be bringing me back to that side, man. I don't know. He is a good young player, absolutely.
Sorry, if he's
You're
not
talking
even
about
top
a key piece.
Top
He's a
9,
good
maybe.
piece.
Yeah, top 9.
Not
Give
great,
me-
Bob.
Not great, Bob. Bringing
Why
that
wouldn't-
out, archive.
So,
Archive.
is anyone surprised why the Pens wouldn't make a move for a tendy like a Carter Hutton or something like that, though?
They believe in Jari. Tristan
They must.
Jari.
Well,
They must.
Or
I
it's
think
just
Murray
Murray's
got-
not that bad.
Murray just got hurt in like the last possible.
Well,
moment, though.
but you also know Murray's a
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. He did get hurt. Is it yesterday?
Today.
I got hurt today.
It was this
Monday?
morning.
It was
I
this
think it was
morning.
too late to make a trade.
Why? This is
Today.
the trade deadline. It wasn't,
I know.
It wasn't after 3 p.m.
It was at like
Before.
10:15 or something
Yeah.
like
Just
that.
start calling up. And
I say most of the
asking people
deals
for
I think
trades.
that go down on the trade deadline are probably already in the works before the actual day of the deal.
I'd be curious how that actually works.
I have to
Like, how
assume.
many are actually already
the
greasy?
Stastny one was in
For
verbal.
2 weeks now, I think, right?
For a while?
Yeah, no, it was a verbal of like last night. Shebede.
Oh, you had it so well the first time.
Chevel day off.
Shovel
That's,
day off.
that's it.
Shovel day offs.
So should we get into the biggest winners and
Yeah,
losers?
let's move on. We're already at like 50 minutes. So,
Sounds good.
Yeah, we still got
Tyler
Tyler's trivia.
Trivia, so.
Alright.
and well, no, we still got who we think is going to do the best throughout the rest of the year now with the trades that they made.
True.
Okay.
Tampa.
But you can
Down the line.
take that for what you want. You know, like if you think you're.
I would think that plays into your winners and losers, though.
Yeah.
Because trade deadline winners, if you're a winner, that means
you're
you
a winner,
combine
you
the two.
did it. I would think you made a trade to make yourself either better or losers because you made your team worse or your organization worse.
I can't really hear what you're saying, Greg, because I have headphones on.
See you later. Tyler, start us off. Biggest winner.
Morph your
Tampa.
our second and third
We'll
segments
just eye
together.
on that one.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. Aye.
I
Danny Reagan. Or Danny
Aye.
O'Regan. He's the biggest winner. I told you.
Thomas Tatar is the biggest winner.
Actually agreed. I changed my pick.
Jesus.
No, I think Tampa
Ryan,
Bay.
Ryan Hartman.
Consensus pick. Tampa Bay Lightning
Yeah, Tampa. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the rich get richer.
for this year because now they are. They
And
got to be
next
the
year.
they got to be
And
top.
next year, too.
If they weren't already a top 5 favorite, a top 3 favorite, now they definitely have to
The
be.
only person at the side next year of significance would be JT Miller now.
Of significance?
Of significance.
I wouldn't consider him of significance. But go on. Your
He's
point
still-
stands.
Yeah,
Your point stands. A lot of that team's coming back.
exactly.
And they're young.
They have this 2-year window.
Yep.
Because then after that, Kucherov, Point,
McDonagh.
I think
McDonagh
Stamkos will be
off.
gone by then.
Yeah, don't blow it like the Rangers did.
What?
Whoa.
I think they're going to trade Stamkos, make Kucherov the guy, so they can create cap space to go get better guys on the defensive end.
Hot take, I think Kucherov already is their guy.
That's not a hot take.
Hot
that's
take?
why
Damn.
that's why I can
I
see them
think
dealing
Yzerman
Stamkos.
goes to Kuch. Is like, listen, 8.5 right now is like 12 anywhere else. Do the Stammer thing,
No state income tax.
and if not,
yeah.
and well, plus he's an RFA too, so they own him basically.
That
So-
that doesn't really sound that great. I mean, it literally.
Well, basically they have
We
control
own
over
you.
anything. So if somebody goes and offers them $12 million, they get 4 first-round picks. That's basically how it works.
Yep.
So they control the situation too, which is why Stevie Y is a genius.
So, what
I
about your
digress.
losers, Tyler?
Losers, St. Louis.
You think? They got a pretty good haul for Paul Stastny.
Yeah, but they made their team worse.
And Winnipeg's first isn't going to be a high first.
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
any
but-
means. Everybody I've
For a guy
been
who
seeing,
they couldn't really resign next year, yeah, it was a decent haul, but they got their team's worse.
They weren't gonna win the Stanley Cup. If their GM recognizes that they're not gonna go all the way, why not rebuild a little?
Well, that's
They got
that's the Premier League.
Jordan
Get in
Kyrou
and
coming up
anything
next
can
year.
happen.
Jordan Kyrou's nasty. He could fill in for Paul Stastny
Tage
maybe.
Thompson, Fabry might be back.
a lot of those guys on that forward group is young, too. I mean,
Yeah, but do you see a team like Winnipeg, Nashville, Dallas regressing next year?
No,
Yeah,
because they're good.
Well, exactly. So you're basically the same spot you are this year and next year. It's not like Chicago dropped off, which helps them, but you still have those top teams. Ooh, it's gonna be hard.
And they're getting older. St. Louis.
you think? I mean, well, maybe their
maybe not.
defense, but a lot of their forwards are young.
Yeah,
A lot of their forwards
How old
are young.
Shen? Shen's 28?
I
27?
would have put him at 27 or
He's,
so.
2010 draft.
That means nothing to me.
He's 25.
He's 92.
5, okay. Tarasenko's right there.
I say Tarasenko's 25, 26.
24, 25, yeah.
Tarasenko's
But
a 91, I think.
what up? So he's 26? I'm a 91. Best birth year ever.
So I guess they're not getting that much older, but
Kyle, you're loser.
my loser I would have to say would be, and I don't like saying it, but I'd have to say it's the Vegas Golden Knights.
I would have went there too, but
And the only reason
They're not
aggressive-
the roster though.
it's an aggressive overpayment.
that's my big thing. And they didn't do anything else besides that really to better their roster. I mean, I guess they got Reeves.
It's a huge pickup.
Well, I guess if you're looking for a fourth line grinder fighter, somebody
Yes.
stir the pot.
So here's the picks that they have left. They have their own second round this year. They have a first, Columbus, and Islanders second next year. And then 2020, they have their first, their own, Dallas and Pittsburgh's second round picks.
So they don't have any first rounders this year.
That's
No first
three?
rounders this year, just a second, no thirds.
Vegas?
They have a first, 2 seconds, and 3 thirds next year. Then a first, 3 seconds, and a third in 2020.
That's a lot.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
Fine.
They don't have a first rounder this year. I don't know if I like that. Not a big fan. Think they
Maybe in a deep draft, yeah. But I mean, Tatar's gonna be on their team for 4 years.
What's his career high in points? Anybody? Pull that up.
51.
No way.
I'll look it up.
I got it.
Okay.
But
In the meantime, can I go on to my loser?
You sure can.
Yes.
56.
56.
Ooh, I was
14,
close.
15.
That's actually more than I thought he would have had. to
And
be
he's
honest.
never really been on a good Detroit team.
So
No,
he's
not
had
at all.
sucked since
That
he
guy's
came into the
skilled,
league.
man. I saw him at the
39, 56, 45, 46, 28.
very skilled, but for perennial
scored 20 goals.
under 50 most years. Point guy to me. I don't know if it's worth 3 picks, including a first rounder.
Yeah, valid. My loser, the Dallas Stars.
Not doing anything.
Exactly. Absolute loser. To me, that's a team that feels like it could make a run out of that Central somehow.
Yeah.
I think they should have been buyers. They should have done something.
I would have thrown the Kings
Something.
in there too. It's another one they didn't make any moves.
And, well, they had Phaneuf a couple weeks ago, or whenever that went down, but I don't.
They had Ryder and
Oh yeah, Tobias Ryder.
Yeah,
and
it's irrelevant to me, but
Scott Wedgwood, I think.
yeah, exactly. That's just a way to get Jack Campbell to get some playing time.
I didn't really look at it that way, but I guess if that's what your biggest loser, I guess I could see you throwing those teams. I looked at it more in teams that made deals that made. But I guess
To me, the Stars, they've got 2 studs on forward. They've got a stud number 1 defenseman, and they've got a good goalie. That means you can do something.
they
in
have
the
3
playoffs.
stars on forward.
The
Stars?
Stars?
Are you counting Radulov?
Yeah, for sure.
He's having a great.
I'm not
They're all on
putting
the same line.
But I'm not putting him in Sagan and Ben's
Oh,
Ben's
no,
class.
Ben. Not
Yeah, I know.
Ben.
I corrected myself.
Yeah, but how many
Hey.
Got
how many teams have six Sagans and Bens laying around on their roster?
I'm just saying. I think the Stars should have done something, and they
I agree.
disappointed me a lot.
Because the market just wasn't there.
Go get Evander Kane.
So that was
They-
my
they needed
that was
depth
my
in the
choice
wings.
of where
They have good
EK9.
center depth. They just needed some guys in the wings. Well, yeah, because I'm smarter than you and I know more.
Bob, who's your loser
Bang bang.
besides Tyler?
My loser.
him.
Oh shucks! You got me again there, Gregory.
My loser is just a group. What?
Bills Mafia.
Non-hockey breaking news. Vontae
Oh.
Davis to the Buffalo Bills. Go on, Bob. Huge. Let's go.
Who dat?
He's a defensive player.
Nailed it. Sorry, Bob. Go.
Buffalo, Islanders, teams like that, Buffalo, you should have sold high in like the Thanksgiving
Oh, agreed.
ish time right before Christmas
I was saying that.
when Evander was putting up high numbers. He had like 14 goals in like the first month and a half of the season or
34
something like that,
points in his first 37 games of this year.
Immediately sell him.
I was saying that. I bet you if you listen at a pod in November, December time frame, I'm saying get rid of him.
Absolutely.
On the worst team in the league, he was putting those numbers up.
Yes.
34 and 37 on the
I still don't actually
dead
understand how.
And now he's
Wow.
been super cold since then.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
I think I saw it's 4 points in his last 16. Something brutal. I don't know. Yeah.
the Islanders are,
Terrible.
they're right there. They're 2 points out of a wild card spot.
They did get Brandon Davison from
I don't know who that is though.
Who?
the Oilers.
Who?
Davidson.
Cares.
Woo! Got him.
Nice.
Team up.
Double slam.
But still, like, they have to make their defense better than getting Brandon Davidson.
Yeah, exactly. That's what had him trading
It's
for
all
Jack
about
Johnson.
just selling for Johnny D. They got his boy Josh Bailey, his apple tree.
Yeah.
Now they need
re-signed him.
his base, his foundation, defense. Go get a goalie too. Go trade for Carter Hutton or something like that.
Trade for Jake Allen.
Jake Allen sucks. What they need to do is bring Marty down from the GM office
Just
and
like
back
we did
onto the
last
ice.
year.
I think Leonard would be better than their starting goalies. That's how bad it is.
Leonard should have gone trade for him for the Islanders.
You think there's any
His
truth
salary.
to the Leonard
Yes.
trade demand?
Yes.
Because
His salary, though, was eating him up.
Would have loved to move him.
If Buffalo would have retained some of his salary, I bet you they could have
It was
moved
only
him.
$4 million. Same as Halak's making.
Which I'd rather have Leonard at that price than
Well, then
Halak.
you have to
Right.
trade one of your goalies, so you trade Halak for Leonard.
Honestly, I think the only reason Leonard didn't move is because of the Amherst.
Okay.
Well, unless they required a goalie back, which they had in recent years.
Yeah. Well, but you're okay. Yeah, agreed. But you're acquiring a less talented goalie in all likelihood, and then
Well, yeah, but
guess
that's
he
what
becomes
happened
your
with
starter
Lindbergh.
Chad Johnson.
Yeah, Chad Johnson, Neuvert. Can I make one pump my tires a little bit?
Sure.
A week ago,
It's gonna be on his trade. Yeah.
yeah, when I
His
tweeted that the best case scenario
Vegas tweet.
that Evander Kane was going to go for was for a second, a prospect, and a late round pick.
High end prospect.
High end prospect. Okay, so I was a little off on that part, but
Yeah, but you're not as good as the guy who actually predicted the
Thank
same
you.
exact trade.
Yeah.
This
to the Sharks.
literally, that's what Greg tweeted
I
in our
sent
group
it.
chat.
I
A
sent it in your
kid
chat.
said that.
what
said-
group chat?
in Nice Box.
where he said this is
fucking sorcery.
Yeah.
That's my direct quote.
I don't think I looked at that. I was too busy doing important things.
Tweeting the wrong trade.
but
Why do we even post things in there? I wonder why. People don't even read these tweets.
Yeah.
These posts.
so that guys is the 2018
Trade
NHL trade deadline.
I've almost got
Boring
it.
as
Wait, I've
always.
almost got it.
The
I
summer
wouldn't say it's boring, but
is way more fun.
Can I
I
tell
think
you what
it's-
this kid tweeted real quick?
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
sorry.
when was the what was the date?
This was yesterday. This was
was
literally
yesterday?
yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the San Jose Sharks 2018 first round pick, forward Danny O'Regan, and a conditional pick. Come on.
That's pretty close.
That's pretty freaking close, man. The fact that he called out O'Regan, that's where I was most impressed. That's where I was like,
yeah, the
wait,
picks
what
are
in the fuck?
like negotiable. Like,
Exactly.
you can see that.
but No, sorry.
They're-
Sorry. Now,
That's
now,
okay.
Yeah.
Good for that guy. Sign him up. He's a scout now.
Do we?
That or he's just
And a GM.
insider with a
I
fake
think
account.
I think he's working for Arizona. The what's that guy's name? Chaika.
Check out.
Real quick before we do Tyler's trivia. That's only an hour and 50 seconds.
Okay.
2
hours. Jeez. We're rolling.
Is Eric Carlson an Ottawa Senator before or at the NHL draft?
Yes.
No.
Before or after?
How much?
Like
6 wings?
Are we
before
saying
free, is
next summer or
is
at
the
the
draft before or after free agency?
Before.
I don't care.
The draft is before free agency.
yes.
You think they resign him?
Take your pick. I think Carlson's staying through this offseason.
So do you think? Well,
So he'll start on the Ottawa Senators next
season.
no way.
No way.
No,
Who wants to bet me?
he'll get traded at the draft. He won't be a Senator by July 1.
Who wants to bet me?
I'll bet you 6
Pierre
wins.
Dorian said.
Wings. Sold.
I
Yeah,
got
he-
6 wings on it.
6 wings.
This is all for
6 and
wishful
6.
thinking because
Hang
he's
on,
on my
hang on.
fantasy team, and I'm just praying he gets traded this summer.
I think he gets
My
moved.
silver lining is I don't care if he gets traded as long as he does.
I think he gets moved.
Bob, let me just add to one of our 7. Oh, wait a minute. We already have a Carlson resigning bet. I say Ottawa resigns. Bob says he leaves 6 wings.
Oh, cool.
All right, we already made it.
All right, nice.
12 now? That's the real question.
Our subconsciouses are working together.
No, I'm solid with 6. Well, you know what?
Is that
Glad
a
to
bad
see-
thing that you have so many bets that you forget some
Well,
of them?
glad to see our takes are consistent.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's nothing better than a consistent taker.
Moving on.
Moving on. Tyler's trivia.
You're about to get rocked.
Okay.
I don't have a hockey one thought of yet,
What?
but I'll lead
Th-
off.
That's the only thing I care about.
Wait,
Lem-
but you
I
have to
could
leave off the
carry-
hockey.
Do we
I
start
don't
with the
care
hockey or
about
do we
the
start
other
with
Go
uses.
the other way
knowledge.
then.
General
Up with the
trivia?
hockey.
general trivia first?
Okay, well,
I think
well,
hockey trivia is less fun than the general trivia. That's why I'm saying do the hockey one first.
I got an
Okay.
easy one. I already told Bob.
We'll start with you, Kyle,
Yeah,
and
go
we'll
around.
swing it back around. So let me find a hockey.
You got
trivia.
an easy
An
one.
easy one. I didn't realize it's about Tyler Hickey that he was an AP student. So.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
I was smart back in the day. Before all
That's
my
a marquee.
khakis.
AP hockey.
All right. So the question is, Tyler, the Statue of Liberty was given to the U.S. by which country?
I thought we were starting with hockey trivia.
Oh, France.
France. Yes, that's correct.
No, I thought
we said general trivia.
Okay, well, blew
What
my
a
spot
noob.
up.
Who brought this guy?
No,
to
Greg.
pod?
That's why
No,
I
I
was
didn't know
going
how hard to
last.
go.
That's why I was going
Go
last
hard, go
because I don't
hard.
have a hockey one.
All right,
All right. You want me to do my hockey one now?
Yeah.
might as well.
All right.
You fucked it up.
Tyler.
So one
You
for
know,
one.
I'm the new guy. Jeez.
It's true.
Come on, Dad.
It's true. I thought you were a quick learner, Dad.
So the question is, what 4 NHL teams have come back down 3 games to 0 in the playoffs?
Ooh.
Philly, Boston.
Incorrect.
Boston against the Flyers.
Philly beat Boston. Came back down from 3 down to beat.
I believe Boston came back from Montreal when it was 3-1.
4 teams.
Wait, Boston's not one of them?
It is not. You had the 2010 Philly Flyers.
I
Came
thought
back.
they came back another year, like the year after Boston.
I did too for
Did
some
we
reason.
get
But
any-
maybe it was
guess-
3-1.
Guess the other ones? Anybody?
Well, hang on. Let Tyler carry it out first.
Ah,
See if he can redeem himself, or if he's just
Absolutely
going to
rattled now. Ah, Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. I'm going to say Toronto.
Toronto was one of them in 1942.
That was him guessing off a legacy pick.
Obviously.
Legacy pick. What?
Yeah, you got to think.
Playing the odds.
You would think that there'd be another team in there
And
to
then-
throw too, but
Probably.
Montreal.
no,
Yeah,
it's not. It's not true.
Oh, I just steered you wrong. Wow, so you're 2 for 4. You're blowing it. I thought you knew hockey.
Okay.
It's a tough question. Bob liked that one.
Not for me.
Yeah. All right. What are the other two teams?
1975, the Islanders came back down 3-0 to beat the Penguins in the quarterfinals. And I'm surprised you didn't get this one. 2014, the LA Kings came back from 3 down to beat San Jose in the Western Conference first round.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was my bad.
That was a tough one.
You know what happened in 2014, Tyler? Were you sleeping? Sleeping on the couch?
Um,
Still hibernating?
might have been
Sabres
drunk.
were still playing for last in the league, so it's tough to keep
Yeah.
track of.
Yeah,
You know.
true.
Yeah, those playoffs. Who cares? Sabres not in them.
It's TOB season once playoffs get here.
That's true. That's true. Ready?
Yes.
I'm starting with my hockey one.
Thank you.
Following instructions.
Who was the first commissioner of the NHL?
Colin Campbell.
Wrong.
Um.
I'm gonna knock your socks off of this.
Okay.
I don't
King
know.
Clancy.
Wrong.
Give the answer, and I don't know if it's correct or not. We're going to have to
I
verify
can
this.
guarantee you it's correct. 2 unreliable sources said so.
Who is
that
it?
There
means
you
it's
go.
correct. Gary Bettman, 1992.
First commissioner.
First commissioner.
What were,
Believe
they
that?
called, what were they called before that, then?
I don't know. Something else, clearly. but-
He has 2 sources. One was Wikipedia, and one was some bogus website that I'm
yeah,
never
if
seen
anybody
before.
out there doesn't think Wikipedia's source is a credible source, then you can just fuck right off.
Well, I couldn't use it in my papers in high school as a credible source. So
Yeah, well, that was like
That's
10
hard for me
years
to
ago.
believe, though. Really? Gary Bettman, the first commissioner? Did they
first
not have
title as a commissioner, maybe.
The first commissioner.
But
That's the question. The first commissioner of the NHL. Yeah.
Maybe they called it like the senator before? I
Yeah,
don't know.
president? I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is you got it wrong. Are you ready
Two
for
on hockey questions.
Yep. Are you ready for the non-hockey or
Hold
no?
on.
He's going to do his hockey question.
What?
No,
I gotta do my.
Fact check.
okay. Well, Dad did his too.
because I messed
Oh,
up.
sorry. I thought you were just going back to
Oh,
the start.
No.
Let's
Yeah, I
get-
guess so.
See?
Where'd you find that, Tyler? Wikipedia?
Duh, because that's the only source you go to. Whatever the
No.
first Google hit is.
Hey, what's this?
Whatever the first Google hit it is.
Frank Calder.
This isn't called Tyler. Look up the question.
Yeah,
and
right.
answer.
Early-
Couldn't
first
agree.
This is
president.
called
First
Tyler
president.
Trivia.
Yeah, president. I didn't
First
say president.
president.
I said commissioner. So you can
right.
fuck right off. You're wrong.
So obviously,
Oh
it
for
was
2
a
on
new
hockey.
title that Gary Bettman created for himself because he's a egotistical maniac.
Tyler, 0 for 2.
No.
Now for your non-hockey question.
No.
You're right. You're
One
actually.
1 for 3
for
total.
3.
Oh, I meant hockey. Okay, whatever.
Hockey over 2, yes.
What state is Mount Rushmore in?
This is a good question.
Isn't that?
You got a 50-50
America, baby.
chance, Tyler.
Yes, I
America,
know.
baby.
It's one of the Dakotas.
We might never know.
While you're thinking,
Uh,
which beer should I try next?
This one was good,
Wasn't it?
but I digress.
Definitely.
Wasn't a huge
that-
fan of this one.
Is this one?
Is that
an
the
IPA?
lager one?
Is this an IPA?
This
Greg? I'll do
This is
the
the lager one.
I'll do the but I digress.
North.
North Dakota, Tyler says.
Wrong.
1 for 4, folks.
Oh, he's blowing it. It's South
I
Dakota.
knew it was South Dakota.
I don't think I would have known that without looking it up, so I can't blame you there.
At least I knew it was one of the Dakotas.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have known that.
Did you get a half a point for that?
Yeah, have a point?
No.
Halfer?
No
Sure
shot.
shit doesn't.
No chance.
Nope. So
Okay,
one
loser.
for crushing.
I have a 2-part 1-point question for Tyler for hockey.
Love it.
So, to get full credit, you have to answer both
Both parts.
parts.
Okay, that was simple enough.
It all revolves around Patrick Elias,
Oh, God.
since he was gracefully lifted into the rafters by the New
Oh,
Jersey
yeah.
Devils, future Hall of Famer.
10th
okay.
10th ballot Hall of Famer?
No,
No, he's
How-
not going to be a future Hall of Famer.
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Whoa, I do.
In a weak draft class. maybe.
He's got
Or
1,200
Hall of
points
Fame
and 2
class.
Stanley Cups, and he's a franchise all-time leader in points and
I
goals.
think he's a Hall of Famer.
He's better
We'll
than
see in
some
three-
of the,
we'll
he's
see in
better
3
than some
years.
of the people that they've put in the past couple years.
Yeah, in a weak class.
Yeah, all the drafts are, or all the
Well, it's
classes
not like
are
he
weak
gets
now.
one class to get in.
All right, well, all right,
Regardless,
we'll see.
okay.
Whatever.
I'll bet on that.
Move on.
In
All right,
2011.
no, I'll bet on first time.
No.
Okay.
Go on, Bob.
Okay. So this is the question that I got from online, but I'm going to add a second fold to it. Okay, you got it?
Okay.
When Patrick Elias broke the record for most goals as a New Jersey Devil on December 17th, 2011, whose record did he beat? So basically, who had most goals in franchise history
You are screwed.
at the time?
What was the year again?
2011. Would you like?
Multiple choice.
Do you want the multiple choice?
It is a multiple choice.
Oh yeah,
question.
yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Wait, so hang on. You're admitting you can't just answer that off the bat, right?
I have a guess.
Who's the guess?
Kirk Muller.
No.
Wrong. He's 1 for 5. Nope, you already got this question wrong.
Okay. Well, you got that part wrong then. Well, no, I'll give you the. This
You
is
give
the what.
me-
This
the
is what
multiple
this is
choice.
what the website says for multiple choice.
Okay.
So, A. Brian Gianta. B. Ilya Kovalchuk. C. John McClain. D. Patrick Sundstrom.
McLean.
Correct. But that's who you wouldn't have guessed if I didn't give you multiple choice.
Yeah, his guess wasn't even on the multiple choice.
So
Oh, yeah, because those other three people are fucking.
the part I am adding is
Wait, didn't Gianta have like 50?
He had 48 1 year.
All right, sorry.
You know.
The part I am adding
Okay.
is who scored the goal that he passed it to. Oh, so, well, no, this okay. That was no. We'll just move on.
No?
The question was who did he pass for goals? I'm thinking of when he passed because he broke John McClain goals and points.
On the same time?
No,
Oh.
when he
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
say that-
I see where you're going with this, but you were asking something. If you give me the year, I might be able to guess. I don't know.
no. I'll save that for another Tyler's
Okay.
trivia. We'll swing it back.
Okay.
We'll snake it back. I just got to get to my other tab on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready for
It was all right.
my?
Absolutely.
What you guys asked both of your
Happiness.
non-hockey questions, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore.
To round it out, that has absolutely nothing to do with the question. So don't think it's about shapes or anything.
Punny. Not punny.
If, God forbid, something happens to the president and the vice president, who is next in line to succeed?
Speaker of the House.
Nailed it. Good job.
Wow.
You didn't even
Wow.
finish the question there.
Wow.
I saw his eye. I saw his eyes light up. I knew it.
I know it.
Speaker of the House.
Were you an AP Gov guy? Is that what just happened?
Potentially.
That was an easy question.
What do you mean potentially? That's a
I
firm
can neither
yes.
confirm or deny that answer.
All right, good talk.
If I tell you, I have to kill you.
Guys,
I was in a secret government program as a kid.
that's it for our trade deadline recap, huh?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I think we
Honestly,
did pretty good.
longer than I expected it would be. I was
Yeah, I
thinking
thought
this
it
would be a
was-
45-minute-er.
This was a dud.
Come on, dude.
Dud
We
trade
never go
deadline.
under 45 minutes.
You're true. You're so true. And you know what? We had four people this time.
You know, thanks for having me, boys.
There's a lot of mouths to feed.
You know?
Kyle, you are
Okay.
always welcome.
Dad, you didn't
Whenever you
blow
want.
it. You didn't blow
I
it.
think
I'll
you
say
did
that
blow
much.
You know?
Joey Sakic playing under the lights.
You know?
Joey
Big C.
Sakic.
Supporting the Deeks here.
I think it was a good one. I do.
I liked it.
It was
I
a good trade
comfy.
deadline. I think there was a lot of good, interesting trades, and could have been some bigger blockbusters. But I think the
Yeah.
McDonagh was bigger than any I can remember in the
I was
past couple of
surprised
years.
that even
Anyways,
happened.
yeah, me too.
I mean, and then it came right at the very end.
Yep.
Is he hurt right now?
Yes.
Before we wrap, JT Miller flew with the team to Vancouver.
Oh,
And then Glenn Souther was on the plane.
because McDonagh didn't fly with him though,
Right.
Because they said anybody wheels up. Sorry.
Right. But Glenn Sather purposely flew. Like, he doesn't fly on, like, those away trips and stuff like that. He
So
flew.
it's like in
So we could
Seinfeld,
talk-
the owner or the GM goes with him
The
On the bus?
on the bus. Like,
Yeah,
why,
it's
why,
awesome.
why do you
Yeah.
think the old
Yeah.
man's coming on the bus for?
Yeah.
I figures out he's trying to get
Yeah.
a job with the team.
He didn't want just like a random person of the
to
Rangers
tell him,
to just
yeah.
tell him as soon as they
He's a
touch down.
classic guy. He's been around the league a long time. He knows how to work the system.
He should
Knows how to work the system.
someone.
I mean, they all have to buy the in-flight Wi-Fi, right? So like he's got to know in
they
real
don't have
time.
to buy it. It's a chartered flight. It's like
I'm
a
pretty
custom.
sure they probably have it.
Ra-
They probably have
Rangers.
bets on those things.
Yeah, it's New York Rangers. You have to buy the Wi-Fi on the
Wow,
plane,
what's,
dude.
wait, what's that like?
Seriously.
Wow.
Can I tell a quick story and then we'll wrap it?
Yeah.
When the last lockout was going on, right?
Yep.
I was dating this one girl in Oswego, Kelsey.
Shemdabah.
She was a PR major, and her internship over the summer was with this like airline company that one of their clients was the NHL. So like 3 days before the NHL agreed on their CBA, Kelsey texted me like a paragraph saying like, this is from my boss saying that we just got word from the NHL that they're going to be doing like a half season, and they signed like a half-long year contract because they do like a year-on-year option. And the NHL's back.
Wow.
So I was like, let's go! That is the greatest news you've ever told me.
Should have kept her around. You know,
And
those
then no,
people in PR.
no, and then they broke up because that was the high point of their relationship.
Yep.
Never could be beat. Never could be beat.
It could never get any better after that.
That's right. That's exactly
Oh
right.
Jesus.
So I think that's a good place to end, right?
Yeah, nailed it.
End on a high note, guys. It's been real.
It's been fun.
But it hasn't been real fun there, folks.
I don't know.
Couldn't get
I don't know
Kyle
the. I don't know the tagline, so I'll have to
Couldn't
learn
get
that for next
Kyle a
time.
word in there.
I had to redeem myself there for last time.
You didn't.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna end it, Tyler. Bye, guys.